Hey everyone, so this is my new YouTube set. I've been working on this for about 4 to 5 hours in the morning and I kind of like how it looks. Everything is equally bright, everything is flat. It's a bit different than what I had before. Before it was more moody, more dark, and now everything is pretty much equally bright. So I want to share with you what's happening here behind the scenes to inspire you to do something different in your own YouTube studio, and maybe you're gonna learn something. So first, let's start with the key light. I'm using a new softbox from Unbeatful, the Unbeatful 120cm wide softbox. They sent me this softbox for free for review. I am going to review the softbox and compare it to my old Godox 70cm softbox. But basically this one is bigger, and bigger softbox gonna provide softer source of light and make everything look a little bit more pleasing and softer. Also, as you can see, the key light is super close to me. This is the camera that I'm using to film myself, and the softbox is right here, as close as possible, pretty much as close as I can bring it to myself, because the closer the light source to the subject, the softer the light and more pleasing it is and more cinematic it is, so to speak. Next thing that I'm using is this big foam board. So this is the foam board, and as you can see, it's pretty big. It's pretty much the same size as my softbox, about, I would say, 130, 120 centimeters wide, something like that. And it's right here on the side of me. The key light is right here, about 30 degrees from the camera, on the right or left side of the camera, as close as possible to me. The foam board is right here, filling in the shadows on this side of my face. And also, because it's so big, it's actually filling in the shadows on this side of the wall as well, because I wanted to create a flat look as much as possible to fill in all the shadows, and this big foam board definitely helps. A couple of other touches: I mounted this acoustic foam, whatever you call it, with some tiny nails. I have two here, and I have two here, and I have some there, and also there on the door. Then I also added this little table thing with a lamp, and I have my little Ulanzi light that's basically magneted inside this lamp. And here I have my lovely plant. Another thing that I have, as you can see, is this Wilight K21 RGB light stick, and it's basically shining light at the ceiling and bouncing the light back on me. So let me show you exactly what the Wilight K21 is doing in this shot. This is how it looks when it's off and on, off, on, basically filling in the shadows on this side and also a bit on this side. Again, because my walls are really dark, I need as much light as possible to fill in the shadows pretty much anywhere. If I can give you one tip, if you're painting your room for your YouTube studio, paint it in a light gray color. I mean, you can paint it whatever you want, but if you want to use as less lights as possible and make it as simple as possible, paint it in light gray and not dark gray, because if you're gonna do dark gray, you're gonna need a lot of lights to bring in the shadows, bring in the exposure on this kind of a color. So again, Wilight K21, on, off, on, off. I can also add some color if I want to, red, teal. Doesn't look that good, but I can do it if I want to. I just prefer having it at CCT mode, 5600 Kelvin, and that's pretty much it. And last thing, obviously, I have here my MacBook, which also acts as a practical light in the background, and that's pretty much the setup. Key light, very big, very soft, as close as possible to me. Big foam board to fill in the shadows on this side of my face, and also it fills in the shadows on this part of the wall a little bit. My computer, table, acoustic foam, not necessary, just for aesthetics. I don't even know if it's beautiful. Maybe I'm going to remove it. I don't know, but for now, I kind of like how it looks. On this side of the wall, we have this table, this lamp with the Ulanzi VL49 RGB compact light, and we have a plant, and we have two acoustic foams and one Wilight K21 shining light at the ceiling at 100% of brightness, and it just brings in the exposure on the wall a little bit. And that's it. Of course, I'm using my Sony a7 IV with a Sony 20mm f1.8 and my Saramonic 5 VMic 5 Pro shotgun microphone, my monitor, and yeah, I kind of like how it looks. For now, I'm gonna stick with this setup, and maybe in the future again, I'm gonna change it up. Let me know down below if you have any questions or whatever, and I guess I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.